The room is filled with an air of anticipation. Carefully, the expert lifts the ancient scroll from its protective case, heart racing with excitement as the parchment unravels. A set of unique and mysterious words come to light, words that have been hidden away for centuries. The text, known as 4Q541, is a part of the famous Dead Sea Scrolls. It is believed to be written by a shadowy Jewish sect known as the Essenes, who were preparing for the end of the world physically and spiritually. Some academics have even proposed that the scroll's authors were Christians, and recent research shows that this particular scroll may contain the earliest known mention of Jesus. The expert's eyes scan the text, and a sense of thrill runs through them as they decipher the meaning of the words. The person referred to in the text is called the Dove, a code name. The text's first authorization translation reads, "You shouldn't weep over him. Be aware of the dove's request, don't hit it, and keep the cross and the nail far away." As the expert delves further into the text, a sense of danger creeps up. The word cross appears to be illegible, and some academics believe that the Aramic word for nail was actually a Persian word for hawk. The possibility of the text alluding to Jesus Christ, the dove's son, leaves the expert both thrilled and apprehensive. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947 was one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. The scrolls, consisting of several hundred texts written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, were found in 11 caves near the Dead Sea's Qumran area, in what is now the West Bank. The texts include biblical and non-biblical writings, such as letters, hymns, prayers, legal documents, and calendars. The original discovery was made by a young Bedouin shepherd named Muhammad Edi Dib, who was tending his flock in the Qumran area. According to the story, he threw a stone into a cave and heard a cracking sound. Curious, he went in and found several jars filled with scrolls wrapped in linen. The scrolls were eventually sold to antique dealers and scholars, and most of them ended up at the Palestine Archaeological Museum in East Jerusalem. One of the scrolls, known as the Great Isaiah Scroll, is one of the most complete and best preserved copies of the book of Isaiah ever found. The scroll is over 7 meters long and contains all 66 chapters of the book. Other scrolls include a copy of the book of Genesis, the Psalms, and the book of Enoch, which was not included in the biblical canon, but is still considered an important text in early Jewish and Christian literature. They date back to the Second Temple period, which lasted from the 5th century BCE to the 1st century CE. The period was a time of political and religious upheaval in the region, as the Jews were under the rule of various foreign powers, including the Persians, Greeks, and Romans. It was also a time of great intellectual and religious ferment, as different Jewish sects developed their own ideas about theology, law, and ritual. The discovery of the scrolls has shed new light on this period and has given scholars a window into the lives and beliefs of the people who lived at that time. They have also changed many long-held assumptions about the origins and development of Judaism and Christianity. For example, some of the texts show that the ideas and practices that later became associated with Christianity, such as the belief in a Messiah, the idea of salvation, and the use of baptism, were already present in Jewish circles in the Second Temple period. The Copper Scroll is one of the most well-known, and it stands out from the rest of the Dead Sea collection because it is made of copper rather than parchment. But the strongest of them all is the one made out of your like and subscribe to keep unlocking the secrets of the universe's most fascinating religions. The scroll lists locations where a treasure is said to be buried and has tantalized treasure hunters and archaeologists for decades. Despite numerous attempts, no one has ever found it. The scrolls have been the subject of intense scholarly studies since their discovery. Experts in many fields, including archaeology, history, religion, linguistics, and paleography, have worked to decipher and interpret the texts. Some scholars have suggested that the scrolls are evidence of a sectarian community that lived at Qumran and that members wrote the texts. Others have argued that they were brought to Qumran by various groups and that the community there served as a kind of library or archive. In recent years, new technologies have allowed scholars to study the scrolls in new ways. For example, the Israel Antiquities Authority has used multispectral imaging to reveal hidden text on the scrolls, which had been obscured by damage or wear. Despite the many insights the scrolls have provided, many questions remain unanswered. For example, the identity of the people who wrote and preserved them is still debated. Some scholars have suggested that the scrolls were written and preserved by the Essenes, a Jewish sect that lived in the region at the time. Others have argued that the scrolls were the work of various groups of Jews and that they were brought to the caves at different times. The nature and purpose of the community at Qumran is also a matter of debate. Some say the community was a monastic order that followed strict rules of purity and observance. Others have argued that the community was a center of learning and debate, where different groups of Jews came together to study and discuss religious ideas. The Masoretic text is still the standard version of the Hebrew Bible and is considered highly accurate and faithful to the original manuscripts. However, there have been debates and disagreements over the accuracy of certain passages and disputes over the inclusion or exclusion of certain books. These debates highlight the complexity and richness of the biblical tradition and ongoing efforts to understand and interpret these ancient texts. The Dead Sea Scrolls provide crucial evidence to support the accuracy of the Masoretic text. Scholars have dated the scrolls to between 200 BC and 68 AD, over a millennium earlier than any previous Hebrew Old Testament manuscripts. Despite being hidden away for centuries, these ancient documents reveal a level of detail and care that is truly remarkable. Clearly, the Qumran community who hid the scrolls was a group of Jews who had broken away from the mainstream Jewish community. Their isolation and dedication to their cause is both chilling and inspiring, and yet they bear a striking resemblance to the Masoretic text, providing objective evidence of its reliability. The Dead Sea Scrolls as the most convincing external evidence that Jesus existed. This is particularly striking when we consider the lexical comparisons of the Isaiah scroll, which show a 95% similarity to the original text. This is truly an astounding feat for a document copied over 1,000 years apart. Scholars have compared and contrasted the Dead Sea Scrolls, who have noted their similarities with the Masoretic text. This is remarkable, given the vast time period over which the texts were copied. The fact that the text changed so little over nearly a millennium is a testament to the dedication and accuracy of the Jewish scribes who copied them. Just as the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls provided us with an objective basis for understanding the accuracy of the biblical text, the existence of individuals who have lived their lives according to the teachings of Jesus Christ serves as tangible proof of his historical existence. The Dead Sea Scrolls, hidden away for centuries, provided us with a window into the past and confirmed the authenticity of the Old Testament text. Similarly, the experiences and testimonies of those who have followed Jesus provide us with a glimpse into his teachings and his impact on the world. Through their lives, we can see the unbroken link to the past and the enduring influence of Jesus. Much like the preservation of the Masoretic text, both the Dead Sea Scrolls and the testimony of Jesus' followers provide us with an unbroken link to the past. How has the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls impacted the official Christian history and your understanding of the historical existence and teachings of Jesus Christ? Let us know in the comments. Leave your like and subscribe for more videos like this.